What's up, guys? This is Jason of Auglitical. I swim through politics and jump and dive throughout the relationships so you don't drown too. As always, I am just a man just trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. If you let these type of wicked people speak, they will always reveal themselves. You can pretend to feign interest and they expose themselves. They'll dry snitch on themselves. And it's even better and faster done if they feel like as though they're being empowered or they're being congratulated for their bad behavior. If you ever really want to know the mindset of bad individuals, all you got to do is be within the mindset of bad individuals. If you just sit there and if the hive doesn't see you as a threat and you play docile, you'll see the behaviors of the mindset of the hive. Now, I apologize because the audio to this is not very good. It's very poppy. It reminds me of back in the day when I used to try to record video games, and I actually bought a capture card that was like a bootleg capture card from like fucking China. Fuck China, bootleg things from China. Fuck that. They always got to bootleg something anyway. So the audio is going to be poppy. That is not on my end. It kind of is, but it's not on my end. It's actually the video itself. But you can hear very clearly. Let's get it.
August 12th, he said, you need to let that man go. I said, do you get what you're telling me? Like, again, like, do you understand what you're telling me? He said, fuck that nigga. I said, excuse me? Like, do you understand what you're saying? Like, you're saying let go of a man that's marriage minded for you because you're ready for commitment. He said, like I said, fuck that nigga. And I was like, oh.
Look at her face. Fellas, I'ma just, and people may think that I'm square lane for this. Don't mess with a girl who's even that comfortable using that word like that. I rarely use that word. I hate every time when I end up using that word. It's almost as bad as I don't know which one I hate more, the B word or the N word. I think it's probably the N word, like the hard N word, even the light N word. I don't really like it. We know what we're with the way that this woman's talking, the way that she reflects on such trash, low quality woman behavior. So let's get this straight. You was with a guy who was marriage minded. Another guy came in and said, fuck him. You said, oh, are you telling me you didn't even try to, you didn't even, hold up. She literally is reflecting fondly on being a low quality woman. And because she's around other low quality women, they're all kindling this experience. They're all taking it in. Yes, queen. You know, it's funny. I do videos like this, and some little piece of shit came on my thing. And mind you, I know if you interact, YouTube is very funny. YouTube actually will filter out comments that it finds to be hateful on its own. Sometimes it takes me up to a month to even realize that someone commented some shit. A lot of times I don't delete the comments. I'll upload them even if I don't agree with them. I've done that more a few times. I even let people know, hey, listen, your comment, YouTube don't like it, and you're wilding in your fucking comment. I'm gonna put it up though for you, dog. But comment the fuck down. This is not the channel for that. But I'll upload it. The thing that's so crazy is this person comes on my channel and he just leaves incel. Why? Because I'm mind you, I don't like what makes like I'm an incel for pattern recognition that all men can see. That makes me an incel. First and foremost, for me to be an incel, that would mean I'm involuntarily celibate. Can't get no pussy, in other words. Never that. So I'm an incel for that. I was like, that shit is so crazy. So we just supposed to sit here and we just supposed to let these type of women control the vertical and the horizontal and just be simps like that commenter, be white knighters like that. Mind you, the video was about a woman, a fucking woman who made $2 million in 2 months on OnlyFans and then had the nerve to claim she was the victim when she was the author of her own goddamn demise. And what was her demise? Her family doesn't like her anymore. She realizes she might never have a man that actually likes her. which I noted is probably because some guy she liked, and my man was like, ugh, you online whore. We could be friends, but that's about it. That's it. That's it. And we can't sit there and laugh and talk about this and can do this experience like they can do our fucking downfall every day. Back to the video. Sorry for the fucking tangent.
Okay, so the very next day, I sent a message and I let that man know.
Wait, you cut the man off before you got the ring?
Yeah.
Because he said, oh no, girl.
Oh no, it gets crazier.
Did you guys have, that was August 12th.
The lady said you cut the man off before you got the ring. So did the lady just ask if the woman made the mistake of not getting married first to break it off with them? What the fuck? What am I? Okay.
I let go of the dude, and then August 18th we got married.
Wait, 6 days later?
August 18th. He called my dad somewhere in there, asked him for permission to marry me. My whole family knows him. All my friends know him. His mom, when he called his mom and said, Mom, I'm getting married. She said, to who? Sarah? Everybody, anybody that he told, everybody was like, to Sarah? When I was like, I'm getting married, they were like, to who? Like, which one of them? You know, like, but I was like, to Brock. And when I tell you, my parents are so happy.
Hold on.
When I was like, I'm getting married, they were like, to who? Like, which one of them? You know, like, but I was like, to Brock.
Do you hear how disgusting that is? So let me get this straight. This man who snatched this woman from another man that she always known. Mind you, she didn't met there's so many disgusting layers to this rotten onion. This is the onion that you see at the supermarket and you just like, ugh, why do they still have that on the shelf? Nobody want that onion. You take a step away from the onion, the onion shelf, and that shit turns and waves at you like, what is that? So let me get this straight. I need to hear it one more time from her. Because again, she's exposing herself. There's no one to clap for in this scenario.
To who? Sarah? Get married. He called his mom and said, Mom, I'm getting married. She said, to who? Sarah? Everybody, anybody that he told, everybody was like, to Sarah? When I was like, I'm getting married, they were like, to who? Like, which one of them? You know, like, but I was like.
So my man, you weren't even important enough. Her family don't know you. No, you've been in her life all this time. They couldn't even sit there and fathom it. But your life revolved around her. So much so, you was willing to cut another man down so you can slide on in. And that's exactly how you're going to slide on out when she finds the next dude. Or until you find the next chick. Because your relationship is, I don't care if they've been together for 10, 15 years. Your relationship is built on your relationship is built on sand. Your foundation is built on sand. You know what happens when you hit a sand block in Minecraft? That shit crumbles. It's disgusting. And she boasted about it. She boasted that she played you and she played the last man. I hope that shit, I hope you're proud of yourself, whoever you are, you fucking weirdo. I don't even know these people. I don't know this woman's name. I never want to see her again. I don't know who this guy is, but you probably thought you was cooking with that, right? 6 days later, just like how quick she could change her fucking mind, and you was a nobody. You was a nobody. Incel, I guess so.
To Brock, and when I tell you, my parents are so happy because Brock is like,
Man, I don't give a fuck about your parents. Your parents is just happy because of the fact you probably have a chance to continue a bloodline. That's probably all it is. Parents ain't shit. A lot of parents ain't shit. A lot of parents ain't shit. You kidding me? We've covered many a story of fucking parents. I've seen a girl have a boyfriend. We covered the story of a girl having a boyfriend. I didn't see. I covered the story. I covered the story of a girl having a boyfriend before college. Soon as she got to college, she broke up with the dude and started getting taken to Pound Town. Her family left the house when she came back over to go do something for a day, and they was coming back that next day. She was gonna be there for like a week or some shit. And when they came home, the girl was caught in the parents' bedroom getting a tran ran on her. And I thought that the mother was the one that took the side of the girl. No, the mother was about to fucking tag team with Godzilla and destroy Tokyo Bay and that bitch. Nah, it was the dad trying to be the cool dad because he had his experiences in college. You a hoe and your daughter a hoe. Ugh. And then she did it. She even have respect. She did it in your bedroom. And I've also covered stories of chicks being. Damn it, man. Again, I don't try to always make my fucking videos like this about women. Whenever I do cover men doing terrible shit, again, like I said, no one watches it. All the women go to the videos about the women doing shit. They know what is it? Is it Kool-Aid? Is it tea? Whatever that they like to drink, they know what they like. They know what they like. They don't fuck with the it's okay to walk away, which is the girl version of that. They only like the don't save her videos. And this woman right here can't be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Let's look at the fucking comments. Sarah Fontenot reveals she married her friend 6 days after breaking up with her boyfriend, who she was already having marriage talks with because her friend was ready for commitment. He said, let that go. And the very next day, I cut him off and we got married in 6 days. Yo, you ever saw the fucking meme where it's like, dog, don't be sad about the girl that just broke up with you. And it's like, I love her. It's like, bro, no. Listen, this is a picture of her. This is a picture of her looking back to make sure that it wasn't you hitting it from the back. And after she confirmed that it wasn't you hitting it, when she was in her highs, right? She told him to put it in deeper. It's a rough world out there, dog. The moral of the story is the moral of the story is the first guy dodged the bullet because this beat is crazy. This lets you know B don't care who they marry long as they can say my husband. This podcast trend has set feminism back 1,000 years. No, it hasn't. It's right where feminism wanted it. Women and men can't be friends. 6 days. That man didn't even have time to process the breakup before the wedding pictures dropped. Man. See, there's different types of people. When you have a breakup, people who are normal people, they tend to give the breakup some time, right? They say that a man and a woman, there's a certain cool down period when you break up with somebody, right? There's supposed to be a cool down period so you can get your shit back together. It doesn't mean that you don't want to be in another relationship. It doesn't mean that you don't want to have sex. You can still go have sex if that's what you want to do. Because I know that's what I did. I got broken up with. My heart was broken. I clapped cheeks like the next 2 weeks straight. Still heartbroken, but hey, the calling was just as strong. Anyway, what I'm sitting here saying is that you'll have people who will break up with somebody and they already know who they're going after, who's their next target. I always say this: if you with somebody and you've been with that person or you're important to that person and y'all break up and they move on within a month, within 2-3 months, right? That's a fucking problem. That's a problem. And if you married and they move on quicker, oh gosh. Women won't ever have to be accountable because there will always be a knight in shining armor to save them from their foolishness. That ain't no love story. That was a naive woman allowing another man to interfere with what she has going on. Finesse fest. I can't talk down on another end like that just to get a woman. Friend zone are dirty mackin' legends. I guess so. Mind you, how much did she not like the dude that she was with that it was that easy? Even having that conversation is cheating. She probably still fielding offers. Again, even for you to even have a conversation. So that means I guarantee you she was already cheating on that guy, the first guy she was talking to. For her to even be able to be exposed to a conversation like that. Anyway, She said it with her chest. Where is this sex bot here? Bro in the shadows like Batman. Nah, Batman, mm-mm. Batman is the first dude. Batman is the first dude that's now he's clocking chicks out like this because he doesn't never want to see another brother go through some shit like this. So she friend zoned the guy until she released him from the friend zone. Getting married 6 days after leaving a relationship means the emotional checkup process happened long before the breakup. Nobody switches life plans that fast overnight. Bro, that's not even a straight week. That's not even 5 work days. She was processing that shit through the weekend, dog. Saying this like it's a flex instead of a revelation of a deep character flaw is interesting. Had a roster of men. Her family didn't even know who it could have possibly been, and she thinks this is a good thing. Yeah, because she's in front of the hive. She's in front of a bunch of other women that are going to be very, very, very fickle and flexible when it comes down to morality. So of course you're going to see what's the proper word that I can use for this? Of course you're going to see them be very liberal when it comes down to their pleasures or desires or anything like this, and just the crazy shit about it. Again, it is sad. Tell me you need years of therapy. No, she doesn't need no therapy. Too many therapists is going around also fucking with the women that's going to therapy. Anyway, I'll catch you. Imagine her going to fucking therapy and the guy goes to therapy to get there. Man, get the. You know what's funny? That was my first video I did. It was a guy who was at a snow resort with his wife, and he told his wife not to go to a party. And she said these 2 words: "You're being controlling," and it was another word she used, but she used the word "you're being controlling." She ended up going to a party. She ended up going to this party, even though he told her not to. Mind you, his wife. She ended up getting. She ended up coming back and telling him that she was raped at this party, and that didn't press charges. And basically, what had happened was it was found out that she was fucking the DJ at this party, which is like, hold on. So you went to a party and you was fucking the DJ. So you cheated. So hold on. Were you raped or were you cheating? Right? How were you raped if the guy at the party you've been fucking with for years or months behind your husband's back? And I broke it down. I was like, she didn't cheat. I mean, she didn't get raped. She cheated, and she realized that shit was gonna get out. That's what happened. She was getting gangbanged because apparently it was more than one dude, and she realized that shit more than likely was gonna get out because the guy that she was cheating on him with, you can look it up on Don't Save Her #1. The guy the DJ that she was cheating with behind his back, right? The shit was gonna get out because she was getting tossed around, and she realized this, so she tried to do damage control. But this is the crazy thing. The guy who says he's upset, he doesn't know what to do about it, her family's coming together saying, "Oh, you're so strong." And the girl's like, "Oh, I'll never do it again. It made me realize how much I love you and I was a fool." And the family's like, "Oh, you're so strong, you're so brave, you're you being there for her is so important." I'm like, man, get this shit out of here. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Fucking, and even the therapist is sitting there talking about he needs to stick with the wife. Get the man using Christianity, I believe. So I can't remember. I don't think it had anything to do with religion, but yeah, that's what they'll do.